Yeah, welcome back everybody to an NGPC podcast here with Nic Garvin. Got a little Stoop in the studio today. He's got the record on. We got Ryan back in Texas, and he's over there getting our Instagram popping. If you guys haven't checked it out already, go to West Coast Offroad Pod and check it out, dude. Ryan's been throwing up some bangers out there lately, and it's dude, I keep telling this. We all four of us, Trevor's in here too. We wanted this for so long, and we're a work in progress. We're starting to learn the things that work and the things that don't work, and things that we need to work on. And one of those things is definitely getting this podcast to the next step and to the next level. So, anyways, super stoked to get this started. We were over in Blythe this past weekend over at Shorty Sand Sport. I don't even know, sports track. What's that called, Logie?
Shorty Sports Park.
Shorty Sports Park. There you go, Blythe, California. There is nothing there except a sick sand track and a sick river. And it's too cold to go rip jet skis, so might as well go rip your freaking dirt bike on the sand. That's super sick. Anyways, super stoked. Like I said, on the weekends racing. Let's just get right in it. Let's just dive right into this. First off, guys, if you haven't already, check out Rad Custom Graphics or Rad Craftsman Designs. Go get your graphics done there. They got graphics, embroideries, t-shirts, sweatshirts, wraps, vehicle wraps. Anything you guys need, make sure you guys check out Rad Custom Graphics. I believe he's got his website up and running. Make sure you go to radcustomgraphics.com and check out his website. And I think you can go in there, fill out a little order form, and get that sent over to him right away. Ryan Abatoy, super cool guy. He's been in the sport for a very long time. And at one point, he was kind of professional. So he doesn't like to say it, but that dude is super talented on a dirt bike. So make sure you guys check him out and support him. We're going into this round, okay? We skipped out on doing a pod in Taft. I decided to get hurt in between Taft and Delano. So we had to skip out on that. Kid left his bike in the middle of the track at Glen Helen, came over the blind side of the table, basically hit the kid's dirt bike and just smushed my body. So that's why we didn't have a Taft podcast, and I'm sorry to the Dirt Diggers. They did a fantastic job. It was awesome. I got to stop playing with my hands. Jesus Louise. They did a fantastic job. Great track, great layout. The best they've done, I think, in 10 years, I would say. Usually that place is a brick. It's dusty, it's crappy, the dirt's slippery. It's just not. This year they ripped it, got that soil and that water into the ground. They ripped it up. Rain happened that week. Dirt track conditions were sick, ultimately sick. I ate so much roost from everybody out there. It was gnarly. So good job to Dirt Diggers. Sorry we didn't do a pod, but here we go. Prospectors MC. A little bit early, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say. 6 days is later part of the year. I believe, the rumor is KTM and them, they came to the NGPC series, and they were like, hey, you guys, you got to move your date. We got our 6 days. We got Americans like Austin Walton, Dante Oliveira, Mateo Oliveira here on the West Coast that race the 6 days. Maybe Cole Martinez this year. Who knows? I think Cole would do really good there. He did really good when he did go. They got, other racers like Zach Bell that have gone. Who else has gone in the pro line? You got Zach Bell. I've gone. Well, that's cool. Guys, whatever about him. I'm just kidding. I'm just more or less saying it gives the opportunity. Brandy Richards, who, she freaking brought it home for the women. Was it 2 years ago? She won every single test in the women. Like our West Coast is stacked, baby, and we definitely support 6 days. So prospectors move their date. We go over into the winter months, and a sand track in the winter. Moisture holds Dude, we were in for probably one of the best races of the year. Although it was a little dry, it wasn't so wet as you might anticipate. The sun came out, kind of dried things out, kind of got that bakey feel, and that kind of there we go. Shit, Jesus, that kind of made the track pretty sick for the weekend. They watered it, ripped it, was good. They watered it, ripped it, was good. Watered it, ripped it. They just consistently were doing the same methods, and it made a really good race weekend overall. They did a good job. I think they had 1,500 plus entries, which is huge for them. There was only about, I want to say 1,000 the last time I went, so a little bit under, but really cool. Again, the number one place to race is NGPC. It's a national championship in Grand Prix style racing. Number one on the West Coast. Make sure you guys try, if you haven't already, get to an NGPC. You guys will not be disappointed. Good tracks. It's unbelievable. And these are all clubs that come and they host their own race with District 37, and it's really cool. So let's just jump into the pro race. Coming into the pro race, we got Ryan Surratt, JCR Honda. He's got the points lead. Definitely want to say this is going to be his most difficult round to get through. I kind of knew that coming in. Ryan's more, I would say he shines more on the hard pack, more on the square edge holes and whatnot. Faster tracks. He loves to hang it out. He's unreal style. To me, it wasn't like his the best round to go to for him, but he has the championship points lead. It's part of the championship, and he's got to be there. He's got to show up to race, and he's got to do his thing, just like all the other guys have to. So coming in, we know who is the guy to beat, and that's Dante Oliveira. He is a sand specialist, no doubt, but mark my words, when that green flag dropped and Dante got to the lead, he was quickly passed by SLR Honda's Cole Martinez, who could equally be seen as, just as good as Sand Rider, if not better, if he had a little bit more endurance towards the end. It was a pretty clean race. When we started the race, you got Dante, you had Trevor Stewart up front, who almost nailed the whole shot. Dante, Trevor, Cole, and then it kind of just I don't know, it became a two-person race, really. Dante and Cole started to pull out a gap. I mean, the guys were mimicking each other again, no more than 2 seconds apart for the first 6 laps of the race. I mean, that's 45 plus minutes into an hour and a half race. SLR Honda's Cole Martinez has been riding extremely well. Like I said, and I think I wrote it, actually. I don't think I said it in my last podcast, but I did. I wrote it on Dirt Bike Magazine. If you guys haven't already, check out Dirt Bike Magazine for the written report on the weekend. I go out there, I take some janky-ass photos and write up a report, and it works out. And so Cole, I stated to Cole, though he started 4th and then got 3rd at this at Taft, maybe it's the trajectory that we're going to see the most consistent guy win this year. Even though Dante and Surratt are putting themselves in great positions by being on the podium, maybe it's the guy that gets it done, not always wins, takes the wins on the good days, but is on the podium every single round, that's going to win this thing. I mean, that's how you have to win these championships, right? The more I look at this is a 10-round series now. If I'm on the podium or close near, 4th being my worst, dude, I'm in the running for these championships. Like I said, there's a 5-point game, 5-point swing on these points. So, you score first 30 seconds, 25, so on forward. That's 20. Dude, that's a huge point swing. I mean, you have to be very gentle with how far back you get. Guys like Austin Walton, who finished 4th this round, who were in podium position contention, really needed to step up to get those, to be in the mix for the end of the year. he's now kind of banking on a mistake and him getting a good win. Walton needs to put himself back in this championship by getting a win. Glen Helen's coming up next weekend. This guy can put himself back in the championship. He's won Glen Helen before. Why not? Why not him, right? But like I was saying, Cole and Dante got to the front, and our points leader, Surratt, didn't get a very good start, was near the back of the pack, and never pressed forward, right? He kind of stayed in a bubble. He did get around a few guys, but he never pressed forward more than 5th place. At one point, though, it looked like he hit his second wind, and he was moving forward, and I thought for sure if he could just see Walton at the end of the pits, he would have gotten that, all right, I got to push to the end, because if I get Walton, that's more points in my direction. I know for a fact Johnny Campbell and Gage Day over there at JCR Honda were giving him the notion to, let's go, baby, you can do this. We got to get through this round. We're crushing it. One note I want to make on that is I walked around all the pro bikes, went by each pro bike, and noticed something with Surratt's motorcycle. They chose not to run a sand tire. For whatever reason, I didn't ask Johnny. I didn't want to ask Gage. I didn't want to involve myself in their business. It's a professional effort. I don't need to go around asking these guys, their business and whatnot. And I gotta say, the sand is deep enough in the areas that you need it the most to be running a sand tire. And I'm going to touch on this on the Pro 250 class too. You need to run a sand tire there. To me, I don't know. I think they're on a Pirelli deal. I've never ridden a Pirelli sand tire, so I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. But I know the MX-14 is awesome. I know the Michelin sand tire that I have is awesome. To me, it sounds like that scoop tire is the way to go. You look at the top 2 guys that were in the mix. I'm not saying it's a 5% gain, but I'm saying it's got to be a 1 or 2% gain when you're coming out of the corners and you're staying on top of the deep sand. You're not digging in, you're staying on top. The bike isn't loading down, like more or less like more down in the stroke. It's kind of staying up in the rear, and you're kind of being able to float around the berms. Now, Surratt used a traditional, looked like a medium soft tire, something like a MX-51 looking tire. I can't tell you. I'm not familiar with Pirelli with Pirelli tires. I've never tested Pirelli tires. Well, that's not true. I tested a rally tire one time, and it was a 140, but it was anyways. So I don't know if that was the reason. Didn't run a sand tire. I noticed I don't think the Cowie guys either ran a sand tire, if I'm not mistaken. Robbie Bell, you can text me and tell me if I'm wrong, because I think I'm wrong. Anyways, we got back into the race. We got Dante at the front. Cole at the front, Dante, and then Talon LaFontaine and Austin Walton, Tyler Lynn, Zach Bell, and Mateo with Surratt, all in a bubble. Dude, these guys were literally in a bubble, fighting each other for just 3rd place, essentially, or 4th place, essentially, because Walton had already put himself in a good position of gapping these guys. And Walton went pretty quickly from 7th to 3rd by lap 3 and made his way. And I thought for sure, I was like, okay, Walton's in this thing. He's in 3rd or 3rd. He's only, I think at one point he was only like 20 seconds back. He was only 20 seconds back at one point. Not even. He was 18 seconds back at one point. And I thought, okay, so Walton is known for basically being the diesel. Like, I don't want to say that in a rough way, but like kind of like Dungey, he can keep just powering on and powering on and powering on. Didn't see that from him, and I haven't seen that from him all year long. I don't know personally Austin that well, but I do talk to him ever so often, and I know he's got more in the tank. There's for sure the guy is naturally talented with more in the tank. He's just a big dude, and I don't mean big like, I mean like fit dude. He's a big fit dude, and he can tackle this more. So do I look to see Walton kind of improve his results going forward? Absolutely. He's going to tracks that he knows, he loves, and he rips. Am I a little unimpressed? Absolutely that too. And I say that because I know his talents. I know how far he can go. I know how far he can, he should be in the mix with Cole. He should be in the mix with Dante. And what is stopping him right now? I don't know. Maybe we there's an underlying issue, or I don't know what it is. I just think he's got so much talent. I can't put my feet on it. He almost went backwards, and then he got pressured by Talon coming into the pits. It was, they were very close. And coming into the pits, it was like, all right, so who's going to do it? Is it going to be him, or is it going to be or Walton going to power on and make this move? And I saw Mark Samuels. I was walking by Mark there at the end. And you good? And we're walking by Mark there at the starting line. And I'm like, hey, dude, Talon looks like he's going to catch a Walton. And Mark was like, what? Really? And he looks over. He's like, oh, shit, he's going to get him. Yeah, he is. So that was really cool to see. Talon's coming off his first works win, puts himself in the position to get back on the podium, if not more, if he keeps trucking along. And sure as shit, on, I think it was lap 5 or 6. No, it was I'm sorry. He got him on lap 8. So near lap 6. Later in the portion of the race, like I said, Walton kind of drifted back. I didn't see that power out of him pushing forward. And Talon had that notion of going forward and going forward and going forward. And Talon got around Walton and just basically dropped Walton. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with the Rockstar Husqvarna rider lately. I know at Delano we talked, and he told me he's got more in him. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. I know you got more in you, but let's see it. So it was really cool to see, the rider of Talon LaFontaine on his Monster Energy, Lava Propane. I don't even think they're Lava Propane anymore, are they? No. Oh, they are. Yeah, Skechers, Monster Energy, Honda, Fly. Yeah, it's really cool to see Talon really step up to the plate and put himself in the position to win, be on the podium, which is really cool. He got his first works race win the week before, and now he's moving himself up in the pro podium on the NGPC. But back at the front, you had Dante just absolutely revving the piss out of his motorcycle. I mean, absolutely revving. Go onto our West Coast Offroad Pod Instagram and see the latest video of Dante, and he is just letting that thing eat. His endurance at the end of the race had basically won this race for him. I'm not saying Cole didn't have that endurance going later into the race, but he definitely didn't have that fire. I swear this guy was ripping the same lap times at the end of the race than he was at the start of the race. Definitely not, but it looked like it. So we started the race at an 8:16 with Cole having the fastest lap of the weekend. And he put himself, let's see, at the end of the race, they were doing 9:47. So not really, but the track deteriorated very much. So this is where our guy, Cole, kind of drifted a little bit, because it's not like he didn't lose a lot of time on him, but lap 6, he obviously pits. Dante gets around him, and lap 7, Dante puts an 8:55 in, but Cole puts an 8:48 in. And then right here is where it kind of drifted in more of Dante's favor, 8:49 to 8:52, 9:02 to 9:02, which Cole matched him. And then that last on that 10th lap, Dante drops him by like 9.5 seconds. And that's where he has that gap, but they match each other's lap times at the end of the race. Is this the point where you make a stance that maybe it's a Cole Martinez Dante show from here on out? I can't say that directly, but what I saw out there from Dante and what I saw out there from Cole, no other guys, maybe Talon, but Talon didn't have that fire until the end of the race. But maybe these two kind of just put themselves in that position. And maybe it's the course. Maybe I'm just thinking I'm crazy, but maybe it's the course. I've seen Surratt run with that high pace at the first 2 rounds. Does he put himself back in this position? He got 6th. He hit the wall. The last 2 laps, he barely made it through. It looked like he hit the wall, but sand's not his specialty. definitely not his specialty. Mateo came in real close on him, trying to get around him there at the end. But again, what are we doing here? Surratt still holds on to the points lead. I wrote that wrong, by the way. I thought he didn't, but he still holds on. 5 points, I think, or 4 points. Cole puts himself right in the mix. Dante puts himself right where he needs to be as far as a championship contender. And Talon LaFontaine asserts himself as being a podium threat. We're only 3 rounds into this damn thing, and we're flip-flopping all over the place. This is exactly what we needed for NGPC racing. Another 2 guys is you got your Robbie Bell's team. Tyler Lynn stayed consistent all day long, finished 5th. Really good ride for the Chaparral Motorsports Kawasaki rider, Robbie Bell, and then Zach Bell. Robbie Bell is the team manager. Zach Bell rode in the front of the pack for, I would say about like more than half the race. He looked good. He looked fiery. Again, I don't really see that being one of Zach's specialties. I think the faster the track is, the more he wants to hang it out, the better he is. And I look at Zach being more of a contender after the summer break. He needs a few more races to get under his belt and be at that lead pace again. But once he figures that out again, look the hell out, because we're going to have 5 dudes that can actually win this damn race. And that's when it becomes scary. We're going to have some gnarly dudes. Two notes to take from Blythe as well. Trevor Stewart made his return with Purvine's Yamaha. Really cool to see him back. It's been a while since we've seen him. He broke his navicular bone, I believe. And he's back racing, which is huge. Justin Heft got an amazing start again. I think he was in 2nd. Moose bib came out of the tire. Bummer for him and Purvine's Yamaha. I talked to Ron Purvines for a long time, actually, on Saturday. And he's excited. He wants to win. He's got the right guys to win. Now it's about them putting it together. So, again, we're going to go down the list of guys that could potentially win this series or win this race. You got Dante, Cole, Talon, Walton, Lynn, Surratt, Zach Bell, Trevor Stewart, and Justin Heft. These are guys that have either won or have led a lot of laps. You got Dalton Shirey as well, a guy that's led a lot of these laps, and he just needs a little bit of confidence boost, and he's going to be in the mix as well. So look for him at 29 Palms to really come alive. That's his racetrack. I can tell you that right now. That guy's going to be on one when we get to 29 Palms. Mateo as well. Mateo just needs one good start and being in the mix, and he's going to be the guy to get the podium. We need to see a podium out of him first, though. Him on his factory KTM, one podium and a little bit of confidence, and those Oliveira brothers go to another level. It's just, these guys are insane. Pretty much the whole class has either won. Tyler Lynn's won a works race this year. I mean, Giacomo Redondi, he's won a works championship. That's all the guys right now. They've all won. That's what I'm getting at. Any of these guys can win these races, and it's unbelievable. This is insane, incredibly insane. I don't even think in works at the tallest, at their heyday, did they even think that they could win. Or they had this many guys that had won or could win. So it could be any given day that these guys win. At the end of the day, the Sand Master, Dante Oliveira, gets it done. Coleman Martinez, 2nd place. Talon LaFontaine getting in 3rd, coming in 3rd. Walton in 4th. Lynn in 5th. And then your points leader, Ryan Surratt, in 6th. Overall, good day. Not much to say except Oliveira absolutely fucking crushed them. That is all I have to say. He is a manimal. I don't even know how you say that. Manimal. He's a man animal. And he just destroyed him. It's just, there's no other way to say it. He destroyed him. He wore him down. and this is not discrediting Cole at all. He's just rode another level, and Cole did exactly what he needed to do. He put himself in second place, and he's again on the podium. Long haul. We're only third round in. We got a long year ahead of us. But Dante was the freaking guy for the weekend, and you can't discredit somebody who actually, or who actually did it. So congrats to him. Another congrats to Talon LaFontaine. Amazing riding by him. I watched this whole race, and he just progressively kept pushing forward, progressively was making passes, and he did it. He got his way up to third, and I look only forward for him to put himself now towards the front of the pack. He needs to be there earlier on. He needs to get there, and he needs to get it done. There's no excuses besides let's just get a good start, dude. You can fucking do it. Freaking do it. Whoops. You can do it. So yeah, for the pro guys, that's pretty much it. Blythe Prospectors did a good job for the pro class. They did a really good job on the course. Again, really exciting to see. And for the pro 250s, dude, where do I even start at how exciting this freaking class is? I mean, honestly, these guys are ripping fast. No freaking, there's no thinking. It's just all doing, and they have balls of steel. I want to say Cade Walker ended up like, I want to say he ended up like 6th or 7th, or he got 8th overall. So he bested Jack Simpson's opening round ride. Off the start, really cool to see. It wasn't what I expected. Kyle got ripped his whole shot on his Husky 250, asserted himself right away. But, dude, I don't know what it was, if Gangslinger Kawasaki's Cole Zeller ate his Wheaties that morning or what, but he passed Kai and took off. I mean, Cole Zeller was on another level at Blythe, and it looked like this was going to be his day. He put himself 15 seconds at one point. Let's see here. Time behind leader. I believe it was 15 seconds when, it was 15 seconds when he went back. He was only gaining time on Cade Walker at the time. He was only, he put on 4 seconds on him on the lap before he broke. So it looked like Cole Zeller's header pipe broke off. That sucks for him. Gangslinger Kawasaki, he's been working hard. He put himself in the best position possible, and he was taking full advantage of it. Absolutely ripping. Gave everything he had, definitely in those opening laps, and he played a vital part into doing what you need to do to get one of these things done. And dude, I just have to say, what a heartbreaker, bro. Man, that was definitely a good one for you. If you weren't going to win, you were on the podium for sure. But let's be honest, who's kidding ourselves? You were pulling away from these guys. No discrediting to, your race winners and your components, but you were ripping. You were the fastest guy on the track. There's no doubt in my mind that you would have got it done. Yeah. So you and JP Alvarez tied for the fastest lap on lap 3, 8:53. It looks like you definitely were on another level, dude. Like, the second fastest lap time was Jack Simpson, or third was Jack Simpson at an 8:59. Unfortunately, like I said, guys, lap 4 came around or lap 3 came around for Cole, and it worked out okay. I mean, he still had to finish about a quarter of a lap, but the poor guy, exhaust breaks off, and they get him back out there. I want to touch back on him. It's pretty sick what he did, or what he went through to get where he went. Cade Walker, not much I can say except the guy played an amazing race. He puts himself right back into the race, or puts himself back into the lead but he's got a hounding Jake Alvarez behind him. I mean, hounding. 2 seconds a lap, coming through the scoring chicane off of each other. And they did this for, they went lap 5, lap 4, lap 5, and then Jack Simpson asserts himself into this race. He had a bad start, puts himself into second. Jake takes over the lead. And one thing I want to note with Jake is Jake picked up the pace when he saw that Cade went into the pits. And when he went into the pits, Jake sprints to put in a good sprint lap because he knows he's going to have to pit in 2 laps. The KTM has a larger tank than the Hondas. And they get a little bit better gas mileage. They do a little bit better. Even though, the SLR Honda bike is an awesome 250F, the KTM just seems to have a larger tank, larger fuel capacity, and goes a little bit longer into the race. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, the IMS tank with KTMs, there's 2 of them, a smaller one and a big one. I think there's only one of them for a Honda, but I can be corrected wrong. Jake Alvarez or RPM, you guys, if I see you guys at the next race, you guys can fill me in on that one. If you guys rode the larger tank of that race and they played into effect. I mean, honestly, Jake got into lap 7. That's 4 laps to go into the race. He takes a pit, goes from first to second with Jake. No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. And then Simpson. That's right. So Simpson goes from second back to third because he rolls in. And then Cade takes over the lead I don't think that's what happened. Do you remember if Jake made a mistake and Cade got around him?
Yeah, he crashed.
He crashed, right? Okay, that's right. I heard him say that's right. He washed the front. It doesn't matter. Cade was pressuring him, and Jake unfortunately had a crash. He was so close, dude. I was so bummed at the end of the finish line with him. I was like, dude, you almost had it. He's just that step closer to just finishing. All Jake Alvarez needs to do is close a race. And again, confidence is the key. I keep saying this. You give that guy a win, okay, he's only going to get better. That's how he works. I know that's how he works. I've seen him grow up. I know how he races and how it's always been. So Jake finished out in third. Jack Simpson got around him too. And Jack actually hit his pace late in this one. It looks like he had fast lap times towards the end of the race. One thing I do want to mention is talking to Cade. Cade had told me, hey, dude, I don't care how much I win by, but at the end of the finish line, if I'm in first, I'm the guy that won the race. I don't care if it's 10 seconds. I don't care if it's 2 seconds. If I come through first, I won the race. Yes, you did. Absolutely. I'm not discrediting you at all. All I'm saying, Jack Simpson was ripping as well. Looked like Cade, though, had a little bit more in the tank. So if he had gotten pressure, I think he would have been okay. He's on that new deal with SLR Honda. Really cool that Mark Samuels, and I know there's an outside source helping Cade a little bit, make this deal happen so that he has basically a factory motorcycle when he shows up to go racing these races. That is so essential for a guy like Cade. His story is insane. If you guys want to check out his story, make sure you guys check it out on our our NGPC, West Coast Off-Road Pod or Revved channel on YouTube. Check it out, dude. His story is absolutely incredible where he came from. He came from Europe. For 10 years, he's been in Europe racing. His dream was to race in the United States. That is incredible. So check out who Cade Walker is. We had a good chance to talk with him. He's a super, super nice, genuine guy. And look forward to seeing him in this championship hunt. He's only 20 points back, even with a big O0 on that first race. So look for him to maybe start taking this class one by one. I think Jack Simpson has something for him, but Cade's going to be there at the end of these races. So look for these guys.
in the future. I think JP Alvarez has a little bit of something for him too. I think Cole Zeller has a lot to prove as well. It's an incredible amount of talent that is in this Pro 250 class. I know Kai has a lot to show too. Colton Eck was on the board. You got guys like Colton Eck, Cody Simpson, Mason Olson. You got Collier Martinez. Happy to report he's going to be okay. He had a pretty big crash in practice, but you got Collier who's going to be in the mix too. Clay Hengeveld, who's a 2-time champion of the class. You got Tyler Belknap, who needs to just pull his head out of his ass because he can ride really well. This class is stacked just like the pro class. In the end of the day, the top 3 were absolutely checked out from everybody else in the class. There's no better way to say it than if you're not a sand specialist and you're not really good in sand, good luck. This one was not your round. Jake Alvarez ended up finishing 3rd on his RPM KTM. Jack 2nd on Purvine's Yamaha. And Cade Walker giving SLR their first win with the team. Unreal. Like, that's just unheard of. A few days on the bike, and he won. What better way to give the boss man a win? Kudos to him. Great race. Cole Zeller, unfortunately, dude, just keep your head up. You're going to be, right where you want to be. He ended up 6th, guys. He went from 9th to 6th. Or I think he went from 12th to 6th after he went from 9th to 6th. That's huge. He never gave up. And that's like the biggest thing that a lot of these racers need to understand is never giving up. Don't give up, and good things will happen. And Cole might have just helped his points championship chase. Sitting right now in the championship, you got Jack Simpson number 1, Colton Eck number 2, and Kai Aiello number 3. Collier Martinez 4, and then Cade Walker in 5th. Right now, Jack Simpson has a pretty comfortable lead with 12 points over Colton Eck. We're going to Glen Helen, and Colton Eck rides Glen Helen really well. Look for him to be towards the front of the pack coming up here next weekend. Same with Kai, and like Cade said, look for Cade to be near the front as well. It's gonna be a really good race. It's gonna come down to who's got the balls to do it. So congratulations, Blythe was a great round for the Pro 250 class. It was just an absolute bike beater, dude. Like unreal bike beater. It was just unreal. But moving on real quick to the pro women, really just. Overall, it was a great race for 2nd through 4th. Michaela Nielsen, really KK, she absolutely dominated. Real quick, before I get into this, we want to wish our speedy recovery to Brandy Richards. She's our pro women champion. Unfortunately for her, she got a pretty big injury at Delano Works race. She broke her femur, dislocated her hip, and she's going to be out for some time, but we want to send our best regards to her. We did a interview with Brandy right before she got hurt, the day before she got hurt, and I'm going to hold on to that video. I just don't think it's right to post it right now. Basically just keeping her in our thoughts, and I know what it's like to have a broken femur. It's not friendly, it sucks, and it takes a lot of work to get back to where you want to be. So moving forward, Michaela Nielsen basically she got a 2nd place start. She made her way into the lead, and she never looked back. She rode consistent laps. She was fast, she was quick, and she knew when to back it down when she knew she had a good gap. It's really cool to see someone who's grown up in the NGPC series. I've watched her career, for years now. Just a really overall good family. Got nothing but good words to say about her. She's really awesome. Good for the women of our sport, and somebody to look up to for sure for the future of women's racing. And she dominated this one. It only took her 2 races to get in here and take a win. Take a win, and she also ties herself with Ava Silvestri in the championship place for 2nd and 3rd. Unfortunately for Brandy, I see these women going past her. Maybe Brandy puts in a little bit of push towards the end of the year if she gets back to being healthy. Maybe I just don't see that happening with a broken femur and a dislocated hip so fast in so many races so early on. But KK, she takes her first pro podium win, pro women race win. Fantastic job. So kudos to her. Ava Silvestri, and Ava kind of rode her own race. She broke her collarbone last year at this one, so I know it was a little timid for her. But she freaking crushed it. She owned that sand track. Even though she placed 2nd, she did a really good job on keeping her race up on 2 wheels. Getting out of here healthy. I know she's the reigning West Hare Scrambles champion, and I know her eyes are set on getting that championship, taking that championship as well, and this championship. So look forward to these girls. I need to pay more attention to these girls when we're at the race. Obviously, I watched KK's race because I'm always checking to make sure where she's at, because it's a really cool story. This is going to be a really cool story for the future when she becomes, a full-time racer. And I recognize her riding style. She's got fluent riding style. She's freaking phenomenal on a dirt bike. So good for her. Brittany Gallos, she's not a normal woman to race this series. I think it's being a little bit close to home. She's in Colorado-ish. She placed 3rd. She and Caitlin Jacobs had a pretty good battle, actually. It looks like they went back and forth all the way almost to, halfway into the race, I guess. Lap 4, they swapped positions. And Brittany kind of just put the hammer down and got it done. Caitlin is capable of being a race winner. I don't know what's going on. She can get this, this is an opportunity for her to put herself in the championship hunt and really take advantage of what she has. I mean, she's a really good racer as well. She's got a lot of talent. She's got good form on the bike. And I don't know what's been going on lately. She had a little bit of thirds, a little bit of fourths. Maybe she just needs to get back and get that win. And that's all she needs is a little bit of confidence, and she can do it. So, again, congrats KK, congrats Ava, congrats Brittany Gallos. Awesome job on a great win, great podium. And then Caitlin, 4th place. Look for more out of her. I know she's got a good bike behind her. So super stoked on the race weekend. And there was another good one. I'm looking forward to having a guest here in studio so I can go back and forth with somebody. We got Glen Helen coming up. It's coming up in a week. Who do I take here at Glen Helen? Any of these guys can do it. Any of these guys can do it. So I'm going to put myself on the Cole Martinez train right now. 4-3-2 to open up your first 3 races, and going into Glen Helen where you led more than half the race last year at the highest peak of pace. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Cole Martinez, Dante, Ryan Surratt. That's what I'm going to go with, top 3. I'm not discrediting any of the pro racers, but it's just what I feel. Trevor Stewart's going to be near the front at Glen Helen. He's a Glen Helen specialist, but he needs a little bit more time. Justin Heff's going to be at the front, and I'm looking for the resurgence of Mateo. Looking for that extra charge to come out of him, and look forward to seeing him near the front as well. Let's go, Mateo. Let's get it done, buddy. Pro 2, top 5, or top 3. Ooh. JP Alvarez, Jack Simpson, Cade Walker. Claim it. You hear that? Did you get that? You got that, right? JP, look at me right now in the eyes. Let's get it fucking done, okay? Let's close the thing. Let's get on your little confidence streak, and let's get this thing done. Ernie, let's go, baby. You and me in the pits. Let's go. This is a 1-2 combo, baby. This is a 1-2 combo. All right. And then pro women, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with KK, Ava, and Caitlin. But Caitlin, let's get a good start. Let's put yourself near the front of the pack. Mix it up. Let's see a good hard charging race for an hour and a half. Looking forward to it. Trevor Hunter did a really good job with the course. Tyler Belknap did a good job with the course. We'll see you guys there in a week. I'm looking forward to this. If you guys got any questions, feel free to message me on the West Coast Off-Road Pod. We're pretty active on there. Check out our videos on Instagram. And check out Rev Productions on YouTube, dude. You want to see awesome race content? That's where it's at. We love it. Logan did a great job again tonight. Logie, little stoops behind the wheel, baby. And then I got Ryan at home in Texas. He's going to be doing the editing on this, and just super stoked. Make sure you guys check out ngpcseries.com, and we'll see you guys at round 4.